33% negative reviews on Steam. That's not just a bad score, it's a death sentence. Highguard was supposed to be the tactical shooting savior, backed by the legendary DNA of Titanfall and Apex Legends. But while the internet is busy burying this game alive, I have actually spent 12 hours playing the game, and I think everyone is completely wrong. Is Highguard a broken disaster, or is this the most misunderstood masterpiece of the year? I'm IndieGone, and we're going deep into the trenches to figure this out. So as you can see, the reviews on Steam are really low. 33% after 24 hours, or the game has almost been out for 24 hours. And if we go over to Reddit, we can see that a lot of comments are negative here as well. All of the elements just don't come together. The base rating defending is fun, but the rest of the game is not. And then there's a meme post about the graphics in the game. So, is the game this bad? I don't think so. I actually think the game is quite enjoyable. It is a game where that has a lot of is completely free to play. You can buy cosmetics in game to support the developers if you want to. It has a range of different guns. Here you can see it has 8 different heroes you can play, or wardens as this game will call it. And at the start of this we showed the mounts as well that you can have in the game. So what is the game? The game is a defend your base and loot what's called the siege breaker to destroy the enemy's base. It is a free v free where you start off with basically nothing, you loot up your armor and your weapons, and then you can find players to fight throughout the whole game. And it, like I said, it is a free v free. The movement and the feel of the game, which you will see during this footage of me playing the game, feels really smooth and good. And you can really feel that it is like Apex Legends developers who's made it. It is not as fast paced as Apex Legends necessarily, but you can definitely feel the similarities in the actual game itself. So you start off with 5 walls you can reinforce, and then you just have to wait for the game to start. It takes about 30 seconds. You can see it at the top of the screen, and then you start. So talking about what the negative reviews are targeting in this game. First off, the optimization of the game is not that good. The FPS doesn't get that high. I'm playing on high quality here, so the footage you can see how good the game actually looks, but it does decrease your FPS. If I want to be the strongest I can competitively, I would be reducing the FPS to low, which will give me about 160, 170 FPS. I'm not good at FPS. I don't play much FPS. So don't you're not going to see a lot of fancy shooting here. It's more just to show you how the game actually works. And what's also interesting is in the first stage of the game, you will be finding blue items as your upgrades. You start with white, and then when you go into the second part of the game, you will be getting purple, and then the last part of the game, if you get there, unless the game ends before that, you will be getting legendary items in the game. This does take away a little bit of the like wow factor when you're looting, because you're not actually gonna find a legendary item that's gonna get you super excited in the first round. You also have hidden loot rooms like this one that is behind a wall, trying to communicate to my teammate here that we can take it down together, because I don't have enough ammunition myself to take it down. So I think the looting part of the game, this one you're seeing now, is a little bit stale. The map is too big, in my opinion, for free v free when it comes to the looting part, if they want you to find players and have action. But it does give you time to find what you need so that you're prepared when you find players. And you can find players right away. It's just such a big map that it rarely happens. And then there is this currency you can farm that you can use in the store to buy items you didn't find when you were out looting. So as you can see on the top, it's just 20 seconds left now of the looting phase of the game. But um, and then we're gonna go into the siege breaker part, which is where where players get funneled into the same area. You have to loot the siege breaker so that you can take it to the enemy base, and then you can start raiding the enemy base. So let's fast forward a little bit. Here you can see that the shield breaker will be spawning. So now you can see that the shield breaker is lootable, which is when players will be going to the same locations on the map. My teammate here, Pixie, did loot the Siegebreaker, so now you can see on the top, which will always show you what the next objective is, will change to that we have to protect that player, because now that player, or we as a team, have to get that Siegebreaker to the opposite base, or to the enemy base, and then they will be trying to defend it. I also think the mounting part of this game is one of the best, if not the best aspect of the game. The gunplay and the mounting feels really good, and it's really fun and awesome that you can have mounted combat where you have to choose, do you want to shoot the enemy player or do you want to shoot the enemy player's mount so that he gets knocked off the mount, which will be like a small stun to him, and he won't be able to use it on for like 30 seconds approximately. Each hero also has different abilities. I just used in this game my invisibility, which is what mine character has. And then we are just fighting it out while we bring this. So let's talk more about the actual game while the footage is just running in the background. The issue the game has had is that on launch the servers did not work. You got placed in a logging queue. It didn't tell you how long it was left of the logging queue, which was not optimal. And when you got in, you did a tutorial, which then placed you in a new logging queue. So a lot of players got negative opinions about the launch of the game right away, and that has probably driven a lot of these negative reviews. It was also really hyped up at the Game Awards as the final trailer they put out, and it was the big finale of the Game Awards with Geoff Keighley. So the game was really hyped up, and then we didn't hear anything about the game until it launched. So maybe they needed more time to cook. Maybe the game was a little bit rushed since their servers weren't able to hold the hype at the launch, and because the optimization is one of the weaker sides of the game. The most fun parts I have in the game is when you fight for the siege breaker, bring it to the enemy base when they're trying to stop you. They will see on the minimap where the siege breaker person is. Is revealed at all times. The enemies now have the siege breaker in the clip behind us, and that blue circle or dome moving is the enemy siege breaker character that we have to try and take out. And then, so you always know where he is at all times. I also think when we get towards the end of the clip, we will be seeing the base defense, which is where the most tactics come into play, where you have to reinforce walls, repair walls, they're trying to break down your walls, they want to go in and plant free objective points, and then you try and defend those objective points. Where also a lot of strategy can come into play with which heroes you're playing, or wardens as they are called in this game. But the game feels really smooth. The movement feels smooth. The gunplay feels smooth. The mounting feels amazing. If there was more action in the looting phase of the game, this game would be very good. And here you can see we teleport to the enemy base because we won the siege breaker round. So now you can see this siege breaker is trying to break into the enemy base. So now there's just a new 20 seconds so that the defenders can prepare for their defense while we have to wait for this siege breaker to break the dome. And then we can enter. And then the base raiding will begin. I would love to hear in the comments if you have played this game and what you think about it. I would love to hear what you enjoy about the game and maybe what you don't enjoy about the game so far. I just think the 33% negative reviews, which you could say is a 3 out of 10 rating on the game, is too low. It is definitely not a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, but it's not a 3 out of 10 either. It's probably a 6 out of 10 or something because of the PvP actually feeling pretty good. So here you can see the base part of the game, and you can see the objectives is A, B, and then the core, where their HP at the top, which are like their base HP will go down based on how many we can take of those, and if they successfully defend, then ours will also go down to 70. So now I used my Warden ability, which takes away the wall for 30 seconds or something, so both teams can see through the wall, walk through the wall. So that is something you can use to your tactical advantage as well. So yeah, that is basically all I wanted to say about the game. I think it is a pretty fun loot and shooter. And to answer or to the verdict, is Steam correct? Are the player base being too negative too fast? I think they are. I would love to hear what you think about it. And as well, if you want to try this game, remember that it is completely free to play. The only thing you can buy so far in the game is cosmetics. You will have all the competitive advantage you can get by just downloading the game. There's nothing else you need to do. So yeah, is it worth trying out this game? I completely think so if you enjoy these style of games, because it doesn't cost you anything except for a bit of time. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. This was IndieGone, and I hope you enjoyed this day. And please like and subscribe if you want to see more content about new game releases and more Highguard content as well as the game develops. Have a good day.